Welcome back to Cobra Corner. I'm joined now by softball coach here at Parkland, Chuck Klutz. Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right, so getting ready to embark on your 17th season here at Parkland. What keeps you coming back?
The ladies. It's just fun to be around them. I want to get better and better every year, and we keep recruiting. Recruiting is a big part of our game, of course, and keep bringing in good girls, and just want to keep coaching them all the time.
All right. So as you look back on kind of those 17 years, what would you say your methodology as a coach is, and do you think it's changed?
It changes every year. You cannot stay the same. We have to, if it's a small ball game team, we got to do a lot of small ball. If it's a home run hitting team, we got to work on that. Obviously, pitching is the most important thing. We have to concentrate hard on that, getting good pitchers in here and have them do their job. And our defense, that doesn't change any. We don't do a lot of fancy stuff. We put a couple small things in once in a while. But as far as just the basics of softball, we don't change that much.
Okay, so let's talk about the team. How are practices going so far?
They're going great. We've been at it for about 3 weeks now, and the girls are still fired up. It's kind of hard to keep them fired up when you're inside all the time. And we were outside one day. Well, I had the outfield outside one day. But it's hard to keep them fired up. Ever since we started going back to soccer plant again, that we scrimmage twice a week out there, so that helps a lot. Mm-hmm. But in the gym, it gets kind of boring. But they're working hard at it right now.
A soccer planet, that's kind of a new venue for you guys, right?
It's our third or fourth year there. It's a indoor soccer facility, and it's 180 feet from goal to goal. So we actually scrimmage in real softballs, hitting, and our pitchers throw real softballs, and our hitters get hit good pitching, and it's a lot better than being in the gym. So it's and we put a full infield out there with one outfielder, and we scrimmage for an hour and a half.
Oh, cool. Sounds like that's a pretty good place for you guys then.
It's fantastic. Ever since we started doing that, we used to go to Florida never being outside, now or even scrimmaging. Now we've got that, so we at least get the scrimmaging in.
All right, good. All right, so looking at your roster, I saw you have 10 sophomores and 7 freshmen, so a pretty nice balance. Let's talk a little bit about the group that's coming back this year.
We got a real good group coming back. I brought them in last year, or actually our coach staff brought them in last year to help turn the program around a little bit, and they did a super job. We had a good season last year. We just fell short of going to nationals. We brought in a lot of local players, top-notch local players. Haley Ginger is our third baseman. She was the offensive player of the year for the conference, and she was also first team all region. She hit 491 in conference last year, which is really good. She struck out for the whole year. She struck out 6 times.
Oh my God!
And it really helps getting her on base. And she's a great glove and great arm. And she's become a team leader this year, getting very vocal out there. Jacqueline Thompson out of Serena, Illinois, which most people don't know where it's at. Came in. I found her at the last minute in the summer ball, and she was the pitcher of the year in the conference last year with a 10-3 record, and she was the team's most valuable player last year. And she was also first team all region, and she had a 2.65 ERA with a 18-5 total record and 136 strikeouts. So she did super good. And we got Sophie Catlin coming back. I brought her in as a pitcher last year and also a hitter and first baseman. Her arm bothered a little bit last year, so she didn't get to pitch that much. But she also had 9 home runs for us last year at 53 RBI. She led the team in both categories. And then Meg Magsman, our center fielder, one of the best defensive center fielders we've had ever. And she also had 5 home runs and 34 RBIs. We got Amber Tabling coming back. We got Katie Kuska coming back. They're both outfielders. McKenna Butcher is coming back. She's one of our starting catchers this year. She's doing a great job. So we got a good roster.
Awesome. What about the freshmen, the newcomers?
Well, as I tell the girls every year, we always try to bring them better than we got. And I think we did a good job this year. I'm not saying they're better than we got, but they compliment and they're working hard at it. Our big surprise most kids didn't know about that we brought in was Maddie Shoemaker out of Geneseo, Illinois. She played for an ex-softball player of ours up there in high school. And I was told about her. I watched her. She is really good. She's going to be our starting shortstop this year. She's got speed. She's got arm. She's got home run power. We have a lot of Cub fans on our team, and we call her Addison Russell because she dives for balls, gets them, throws the girls out, just plays all-around hard game. Girls just amazed how much she'll dive for balls. First practice we had in the fall, her knees were all bloody. and from diving for balls. And the last practice of the season, in the fall, her knees were bloody again. I said, well, that was good practice because she was getting after it again.
Right.
We brought in Lexi Black from Casey, Illinois. She was the first team all-state pitcher, and she's a left-hander. We got 2 left-handed pitchers this year, Casey and Sophie, with JT as a right-handed pitcher, and that's most teams don't see that. They actually don't see too many left-handed pitchers at all, so that's going to make a nice mix for us. We've also brought in Lauren Spellich out of LaSalle, Peru, and she also played for an ex-player of ours. So she's doing a great job. She's battling for the second base position right now. She's really improved over the year. She's doing a great job with that, and she's actually battling with Alyssa Stewart, who was our starting shortstop last year, but we moved her to second base this year. Bridget Belt out of Case, Illinois. Didn't know she was a catcher. And I went down to watch her play last year, and because of injuries to their team, she was catching for them. She did a great job. So she's right in our number 1 and number 2 catcher this year, too. She's got a super arm, good hitter, and she's doing a super job for us.
Well, sounds like you got a good roster, and like you said, you try to bring in better players. So competition's always good within a roster.
Right, and I was looking up the other day. We got 2 to 3 girls at every position. Even with 17 girls, we got that many kids that can play different positions, and that makes it good. So if somebody gets hurt, well, we lost Megan Toole this year. She was our starting catcher last year. She's going to be our starting catcher this year. She had shoulder surgery in December, so she's out until she might get back hitting wise in the middle of May at the best. But she had to make a decision whether she wanted to have the surgery this year or miss all next year playing sports at the next level. And she wanted to play sports next level, and she really wouldn't have been that good for us as far as because she couldn't throw. Right. So we lost her. But yeah, it's great to have that many players that can play that many different positions.
All right, so you guys getting ready to start the season soon, going to be heading to Florida. Just talk a little bit about what you hope to accomplish on that trip.
Hope to accomplish what we did last year. We went 10-0. That was the best we've ever done down there. We go to Cocoa Beach, Florida. We play in Titusville, Florida. It's a great tournament. We play different teams. We play 2 teams out of Illinois. We play Lincoln Trail and we play Sauk Valley. But we also play a lot of teams. We play Chesapeake, who is out of Maryland, who's ranked number 14 in the nation right now. We play teams we don't normally see, which is really good. That's what we want to do. We want to play teams we don't see. We go down there. We'll be substituting quite a bit. We'll be interchanging and come to our final set of lineup. It's hard to say right now who's going to be. There's a couple kids got their position pretty well secure, but there's others that need to work to get the position they got. If we come out there 8-2 or 9-1, I'll be excited. 10-0 would be great again. We got a good shot at doing it. Our girls, our sophomores, were excited. Our freshmen that last year who are sophomores now were really excited about going 10-0. So was I. Best we ever done before was 9-1. So we want to come back and do the same thing again, but get to play in nice weather and get to see some good competition. So we're looking forward to it. Yeah,
and besides the on-the-field stuff, it's nice that you kind of have the whole team together. It's kind of build a little bit of a family atmosphere during that trip.
Yes, very much so. Our team stays together quite a bit during that trip down there. They have one day off, and if their parents are down there, they can take off with their parents, do whatever they want to do. A lot of them go over to the minor league, watch the Cardinals play minor league ball that day and stuff. But speaking of that, our team is so close, it's unbelievable. They do everything together. They're always eating together, they're going to movies together, they're doing homework together. And I'm not telling them to do it, they're doing it on their own. And matter of fact, I just told a couple players from another school, came over to visit them last weekend. And they said, man, I can't believe how well you guys all get along together, because our team doesn't do that. And our team is just that way. It's something that our sophomores really push, because if you're fighting on the field and off the field, you don't have a good team chemistry at all.
That's great. So as you look at this year's schedule and kind of look at the rundown of it, what opponents stick out to you?
Kankakee, Lincoln Land, Heartland, ICC, and Rock Valley. Now I don't mean to leave anybody off there that I didn't name, but those are the ones we're really looking at hard. Heartland won the conference last year. They actually went to nationals last year. We were one game out of first place, so they won the conference by one game. Heartland, we got them the first home weekend we have here. When we get back to Florida, we got a week off of practice, and then we open up against Heartland, which is really good. ICC went to nationals last year. They're not in our conference, they're in our region. ICC is a great team. They do a good job. There's nobody really stands out in ICC. They're just a good team, and we're looking forward to playing them again. Kankakee finished third in the nation last year, and we got 2 doubleheaders with them. They're not in our conference, our region, but it gives us great competition and shows us what nationals are like. Lincoln Land, they're always good. They're getting better and better every year. And they're our rival, to be honest about it. I mean, our girls are very good friends with their girls, and everybody knows each other very well. And I think Coach does a great job there, so we're watching them. Also, we got John Wood and Lewis and Clark in our conference that could cause some problems this year.
Okay, so when you look at it, obviously your goal is to get to nationals this year. What do you think you guys are going to have to do to pull that off?
Play great ball. I don't believe in luck. I mean, luck comes into it a little bit, but skill. Instead of saying good luck, we say good skill. And we have to put everything together. Obviously, if you got 9 players on the field, somebody's not going to have a good day. Everybody else has to pick them up. But I think our pitching staff is one of the strongest pitching staffs there is in our conference, if not the strongest. And our defense is getting stronger and stronger all the time. It's really fun to watch. And our hitting, we're hitting the ball now. Our pitchers were dominating us at first. When we first started going to soccer plant, now our hitters are getting onto their pitchers, so our pitchers are getting a little discouraged. But I explained to them, they know what you're going to throw, so they're going to hit it. But I think if we just focus on one game at a time, our model is one game at a time, one inning at a time, one pitch at a time. And if we do that, we'll be very good.
All right, thanks a lot for being on the show, and good luck this season. When we come back, we'll have head baseball coach here at Parkland, Dave Garsha.
That's what agriculture is technology with agriculture, and that's what we call precision ag. So it's 100% what's on the farm. You can't buy a new combine without a yield monitor. You can't buy a new tractor without auto steer. Planters are coming equipped with very great technology. It's all over. So technology is agriculture.
I grew up on a farm right outside of Paxton, and I always been involved in the farm. My dad is really excited that I'm taking a precision class because our farm's small and we're just now getting into the new technology and stuff. So our layout for this class, we lecture for about half of it. Then after that, it's a very hands-on, and we get to play around with like the UAVs, or they take us out to the field and show us how to soil sample and stuff like that.
My time at Parkland so far has been actually really good. It's all hands-on learning for the ag program, and that's what I really liked about it. Reading about something and seeing it in a book is kind of boring, but then when you actually get to go out and do it, it kind of clicks in your head, and it makes tests more fun because then you're like, oh, I remember doing that when I was out there. Part of the precision program is actually you're planning on what you're doing for the next year. So right after they harvest this field, I'm sure they're gonna do soil testing, and that decides how much lime you put down or if you need anything else. And that also affects your yields for the next year. The main thing for me about precision was it's just all the updated technology. Like, we've never had any of this before, and it's the future.
Katie Blackbird, one of our precision ag students, currently taking one of our classes. She's told me numerous times how many times she's taken something back to the farm that she's learned. And Grayson's another one of our students that will be joining our precision ag program this spring to be learning more about precision ag, so she can also go back to the farm with some of those technologies.
Welcome back to Cobra Corner. I'm joined now by men's baseball coach here at Parkland, Dave Garsha. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So entering your 4th year here at Parkland, just talk a little bit about your journey and how you ended up here at Parkland.
Well, I'm an alumni. I came, I played here from '98 through 2000. I came here out of high school, and My coach at the time was actually the athletic director, Rod Lovett, and I played for Rod for 2 years, and I got signed to play at NIU. Afterwards, played a couple years professionally. After I realized I wasn't going to make millions, I decided to get into the coaching world and started coaching and became a high school athletic director and was coaching high school ball, and then I actually got back into coaching professionally. I've been in the Frontier League independent coaching for 8 years now, and when the spot came open here, I took a chance, and luckily enough I landed it, and this is always kind of where I wanted to coach.
Cool. What was your position back in your playing days?
I was a catcher.
Catcher? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I could catch and throw. Hitting some days.
Yeah.
So, but I could catch and throw.
Any connections with any players that made it to the majors during your coaching time in the Frontier League or anything?
Yeah, I've got Brandon Kniff made it up with the Braves. And we've had Brandon's probably the most recent one that we've had. Gary Moran. A lot of the guys have just been up, mostly bullpen guys. But I think we've had, in my time, we've had 32 guys sign professional, get into affiliated ball, and I think we're at about 4 guys that have made it to the big leagues.
Oh, cool. All right, so let's talk a little bit before we get into the team, just about your other role at Parkland. You're in charge of the fitness center as well, right?
Yep. I'm the director of the fitness center. I mean, it's an unbelievable facility, and I feel that we extended the hours a little bit this year. And on top of our, one of the main issues was when kids come to Parkland, I feel like the coaching staff at Parkland's done a tremendous job of getting kids that have a little bit more desire than other schools. And we're finding that our fitness center hours just wasn't conducive to the student athletes that wanted to work out more, especially with practice and studying. So we actually extended the hours. We're open 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 5 on Friday, 9 to 2 on Saturday, and we even added a Sunday 1 to 5. So it's a tremendous facility. Chris Warren did a fantastic job designing it. The school in general just backs it, and we just try to keep the boat on top of the water. So it's a great facility. It's not intimidating, so I mean, just it can serve your average person that just wants to try to get fit and walk the track and maybe do some cardio. And then we actually have professional trainers in there that for the people that want to get more into the heavy lifting. We've had people do Olympic lifting in there. I mean, it's a great facility, and honestly, just the student athletes and the kinesiology students are the main ones that use it, but anybody can use it as long as they sign up for the WCE 800, which is the non-credit class, which is basically just like a gym membership, but they have full access to it. I mean, it's well worth it.
Yeah. Great. All right, so moving towards the diamond a little bit, how would you describe your coaching style?
I would just say my coaching style is, I don't know, it just kind of reflects my personality, and to me, I think that's why it's probably the most genuine. I think some coaches, they mirror things that they see on TV or see on movies, and how I interact with people every day is how I coach. I'm very passionate about baseball. Anybody that follows me on social media knows that I think about baseball 24/7. It's just kind of it's my life, it's my love, and I would say my coaching style is it's not in your face, but it's definitely not passive. I'm very aggressive on the field. From a coaching perspective, I try to instruct as much as I can, but we also know that today's kids don't like to be made into robots. So what we try to do, and my coaching staff to me is very similar to me with Sam Judah, Andrew Cotner, and John Goble, my pitching coach. We just try to get athletes that have a desire, and we just try to really try to develop them. And I think that's where we've had some successes. We've taken kids, and we just don't bring in great talent, just say go play. We try to bring in kids that have a desire and kind of have the mental approach to be successful at this game, and we work their tails off and they respond. And I feel like this team is probably one of the best ones I've had.
All right. So good season last year. You guys made it to the World Series. What did you take away from that experience?
It was the biggest thing I could tell you is the beginning of the season doesn't mean anything. It's all about the end. And we started off well, but we got hot right at the end of the year. I think we won 23 out of our last 27. We got hot at the right time. We had a team with great team chemistry. We were balanced all over. We weren't overpowering offensively, but we had some pop. But our pitching staff pretty much was dominant. I think we led the country in 7 different categories pitching-wise, and I give tremendous amount of credit to my pitching coach. John Goble does a fantastic job, and but he is who he is, and he can be who he is and have players not buy in. So I give a lot of credit to my pitchers too, just for completely buying in, and they come here and it's they get after it. And honestly, I feel like they've set the bar high with last year. So I guess I've learned from it that we can get there. It was kind of disappointing going there and going 0-2, and we got our taste of it, and it's been a much different year this year than it has in the past, because now we know what it takes to get there, and really that's all we're focusing on. Winning game 1 of the season is great, but it's getting to the series. That's all that matters.
Okay. So looking at the team then, how do things stack up? We'll start with pitching.
Pitching-wise, we had our All-American last year, Brady Shanuel, who got drafted by the A's. He went to Ole Miss, decided to come back at Christmas. So Brady came back to Parkland. And we have our pitching staff is very deep, and I feel very talented. They're going to be fun to watch. We've got some guys that have made some great gains. We have some freshmen that have really shot themselves to the top. So we're excited, and also I think on the pitching staff we're going to be fairly young too. Right now I think moving on we have like 11 or 12 4-year signs. I think we got 9 D1 guys going on, and what I like about this group is they came here to move on, but in years past we've had guys that have been very focused on getting signed, and whatever happens in Parkland happens. These guys, they don't talk about where they've signed. They're focused on this year. Especially on the mound, that pitching staff last year set the bar pretty high, and these guys are chasing it, and that's what I love about these guys. They're pretty hungry. Defensively, I think we're better. I think we're much more athletic than we were last year. I think we have better arms all around. The guys came back from Christmas in shape. I mean, they stayed away from the carbs a little bit over Christmas. They came back in shape and came ready to roll. Offensively, it's a whole new lineup. We returned Jordan Muffley, who was all-region. Tournament MVP, and Fad Shaquille, who was all region. But other than that, we've got 7 new guys out there. So offensively, I think we're going to cause some havoc. I think we're going to be a little bit more of an aggressive team. I think we're going to be able to hit the other way a little bit better, steal, hit and run. Last year, especially toward the end of the year, we just kind of sat back and tried to knock the ball out of the yard, and it worked. But our team we got some power, but we also got some speed.
All right, so as you look at the schedule this year and some of your opponents that you're going to be facing, who kind of sticks out on the schedule?
We open up with Volunteer State down near Nashville, very good Division I junior college out of Tennessee. We play Wabash Valley, probably one of the better junior colleges in the country. We play a lot of the JUCOs coming out of Iowa when we're down in Tennessee, southeastern Iowa, Iowa Central. Nyack, who is in the top 10 in the rankings with us, they're an extremely talented group. And then even in our own conference, you got Lincoln Land, ICC, Danville, and Heartland. They're always, right up there. The conference, even at the bottom, Spoon River has a much different squad than they ever have. We know they're going to be very good too. John Wood returns a lot. Lincoln College has kind of a new outlook on their team just because they're going from a 2-year to a 4-year, so they've got a different type of athlete there. They're going to be better. And Lewis and Clark returns a lot from last year. So to me, I think the conference is. I like to say the conference is going to be a lot better, because in my mind that's all that matters is the conference and region games. The rest of them, it's just you want to try to win every game, but our conference is what we're most focused on.
Okay, so as you said, you guys got a taste last year in the World Series. It takes a lot of things to happen, but what do you think as a team you guys need to do to get back there?
Never get too high, never get too low. We're just building. I mean, it's step by step. We're trying to get on the field. We were on the field yesterday for 3.5 hours, and it was paradise. To finally get out of the gym. First step is to get that first game out of the way. Shake some of the dust off, and just try to build some momentum and make sure we're playing our best baseball at the end of the year. Not obviously, you don't want to be playing bad at the very beginning, but if we come out and throw 3 straight shutouts and hit 10 balls out of the yard, I'll be as happy as you can imagine. But that doesn't matter. Games in February and March don't win it in May. So we just want to make sure we're playing our best baseball, whatever that means in April, to get to our best baseball in May. That's all that we care about. So, just try and keep everything in perspective. Never get too high, never get too low. We're not a coaching staff that screams and, runs guys. It's not like something you'd probably see on like a Disney movie, like for Miracle or remember the Titans. That's not us. We're a very open staff that, we talk to our players, we communicate very well. And what's nice about these guys is we finally have a group that all kind of emulates us. Is our group. I feel like the hitters kind of emulate myself and Coach Judah. I feel like the pitchers kind of emulate Coach Goebel, and that's really what we want. We're the ultimate leaders, so we want to act how we want our players to act. So we don't want guys to think that they're great when they go 4 for 4, or think they're the worst player in the world when they're 0 for 4. Just kind of stay steady and just make sure we're playing our best baseball come the region tournament.
All right, great. Well, thanks a lot for being on the show.
No problem.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
a lot for having me.
Have a good season.
Thank you very much.
All right. That's it for this edition of Cobra Corner. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.